This is Mad Dog 2001, and as you can see up there, my question of the day, or my question is, if you had to pick between the best pitching versus the best hitting in baseball, which is better? Now, my opinion, I'd pick pitching over hitting any day. And listen to my reasoning before I start seeing this shit down here. Look at baseball. Best hitter of all time, let's say Babe Ruth or Bonds, whoever. What are their lifetime batting average? Really, pretty much a really good, 347, 350 something, whatever Ruth hit. You know, the guy failed close to 70% of the time. 70 to 65% of the time. Failed. And that's good. That means that's good pitching. That's my point. Now, what I'll be told is hitting will win your World Series. Best offense wins the World Series or whatever. I don't really agree with that, because look at the past World Series winners. Boston, good pitching. St. Louis, good pitching in 06. Chicago, good pitching in 05. 04, Boston again, good pitching. 03, Florida with Josh Beckett and frickin' Dontrelle Willis and A.J. Burnett. I don't know if A.J. Burnett was actually a starter back then, but he was still on the team. Brad Penny. And then 2002 was probably the only year, I guess you could say, that really there wasn't any overkilling and pitching. That was an offensive World Series. Angels and the Giants. There were no overpowering pitchers, maybe besides Jason Schmidt, but that's basically it. And then you have in 01 with Arizona, and then in 2000 with New York. So I mean, you look, the last 7 seasons, 6 out of the 7 had great pitching, and I'm talking good starting pitching, where the starters, every starter on that could be a starter on any other team. And I'll even make a point. You'll say, well, St. Louis didn't have star power in 06. You're right, they didn't. Besides Chris Carpenter, you really didn't have any star power. But you looked at the team. Chris Carpenter was amazing. Suppan was excellent in the postseason. Jeff Weaver, who was total shit all year long, and then all of a sudden postseason comes and he's one of their best pitchers. And then I think Anthony Reyes even had a start in there somewhere. Adam Wainwright was their closer because of Isringhausen's injury. Yeah, I would say that's 6 times fast. So that's my point there. People say, well, Chicago had such a great offense. Oh yeah, offense is good, but I just don't think that if you have the best offense in the league and you have really shitty pitching, you ain't gonna do shit. Well, then you'll say, well, what about Colorado? Did Colorado win the World Series last year? No, they got swept. So there goes that argument. Colorado had the best offense last year when it came to the NL. But of course, in my opinion, I don't think they played any decent teams, because last year the NL sucked. And Colorado was just winning because of their offense and some clutch performances by their pitching at the end. It didn't do them any good towards the end of the year anyways. Same thing happened to the Cardinals in 04. They were ridiculed for their pitching all year long, saying, oh, they don't have any good pitching. And for the most part, they were right. They didn't have any stars. But in 04, they had a good pitching staff overall. They lost their best pitcher come postseason time, Chris Carpenter, and you were left with Matt Morris, Woody Williams, frickin' Jeff Suppan, Jason Marquis, which right now you would look at it and say, that's not too bad of a pitching staff, minus Matt Morris and Woody Williams, of course. But if you get like Jason Marquis and Jeff Suppan, it doesn't look too bad. But the fact was, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't good either. they got into the World Series because of their pitching and their offense. But because of, and they had the best offense in the league that year, actually the second best offense. The first was Boston. It's pretty funny that, you know, the number one offense and the number one pitching goes against the number two offense and maybe the number, I don't know, 10th pitching or number 9 pitching or 8. And Boston just killed them. Except game 1 was the only one that was close. And even though Chicago and Houston, Chicago swept them, but every game was close. But that doesn't matter. And Houston had good pitching, and that's why they were in the World Series that year. They lost to a team with even better pitching. And people that say that the White Sox did not have good pitching in 05 and dumbass. Because you have Jose Contreras, Freddie Garcia, they were all pitching complete games. Look it up, fuckers. I didn't mean that. But seriously, that's my opinion about, you know, baseball when it comes to good pitching versus good hitting. Now, give me an all-star lineup. I don't care. Throw Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, fucking Yankees. Throw in fucking Albert Pujols, Barry Bonds, fucking who am I missing here? Fucking whatever his name is. And just give me and you can take your all-star lineup. I'll take my 5 pitchers, just 4 pitchers, and my 4 pitchers I think would win over your all-star lineup. Probably, if it was a best of 7, we'd win for sure. I would say. I think we'd win 3 out of 5. We'd win 4 out of 7. By game 5, it'd be over. I think you guys would take 1 game. But look at it like that. I'm not sure who I would pick my pitchers. I know I'd have Bob Gibson in there for sure. Probably Pedro Martinez back when he was in his prime, because I remember him pitching in that All-Star game and he struck out 9 straight batters. I think it was 9, or it might have been 3. I really don't remember. It was a long time ago. But I remember he struck out the side with like Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, whatever. And, you know, I'll have Bob Gibson for the first 4 or 5 innings, throw another pitcher for 4 or 5 innings, closer, over. I don't know who I'd pick for my closer. It wouldn't be Trevor Hoffman, and I'm not going to take Eric Gagne. I'll probably take John Smoltz, I think. I like John Smoltz. But yeah. Anyways, that's my opinion. Question for all you. If you could have and you can text this right down here, if you can come up with the all-star lineup. Now, if you're picking the offense, I want your all-star lineup 1 through 9, no designated hitter. Well, you can have a DH. I don't give a fuck. With a designated hitter, and you pick 9 guys. Positional players, they have to match up. I don't want to see fucking Mark McGwire playing center field. It wouldn't make any sense. And then, for those that support pitching, name me your best 5 pitchers that you have ever seen, or of all time, or your opinion. I've mentioned Bob Gibson. Pedro Martinez in his prime I think would be good for a short game series. I don't consider him one of the greatest of all time, but I'd still have him on my staff. I'd pick probably, let's see, shit, I mean Babe Ruth was even a good pitcher, but I'd pick Don Drysdale, and yeah, I think that's what I would stay at. Anyways, it's Mad Dog 2001. Send me comments. Any of you guys want to respond, I will accept it and gladly accept it. And unlike other people, I'll actually acknowledge that you did a video response. Anyways, this is Mad Dog 2001, and I'm out.